Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our meeting today. I am Brittany Sears. I'm the Chief Clinical Officer for Shift Counseling Services. And today we're having a meeting to review our crisis response plan. And so, the number one goal for our crisis response in any of our codes is just to ensure the safety of our staff and also that our clients are coming in and anyone that we may have in the building, any of our vendors for our Parks Coffee or anything like that. We want to just ensure the safety of everyone. And with the height of everything that's going on in the world, I think that this would be a good time to review our policies around terrorism or terrorism attacks. And a lot of times it's going to be in the form of a bomb. And so for us, let us consider our code brown. So today I just really want to review that process and what we can do to ensure the safety of everyone around you. And just taking this back to your teams and a practice and discuss it in your next team meeting. That way everyone can get an idea of what we need to do in order to be prepared if something like this happens. Again, we hope that things like this do not happen, but we always want to be prepared, okay? So if everyone can turn to their handout that I've given to anyone. So this document just outlines the full crisis response plan for Shift Counseling Services, including planning, preparedness, our partnerships, our safety procedures, our mitigation, recovery, and response strategies for Shift Counseling Services. It also includes a detailed bomb threat procedure because a lot of times terrorism happens as bomb threats. So that is the one that we really want to pay attention to and go into more details, okay? So our crisis response components, we already talked about that. So in our planning stages, so when all of the chiefs got together and we thought about this, we want to effectively plan, ensure staff readiness, and reduce confusion during emergencies. We don't want staff to wonder or be confused about what part of the buildings they need to go to or anything like that. So we want staff to be prepared to take the lead, to guide other staff members to where they need to be, and to also guide our clients to safety as well. And so we will be incorporating monthly drills into this. And then we also have our crisis management books. You all should have a binder in your clinics for your crisis management. And you can make copies of this and put this throughout the building where there's different staff that work. This can be in our building office. Our counselors can have them in their office. We want this document to be readily available to all of the staff, okay? And we want to regularly review our crisis procedures during team meetings. So when you have meetings with your staff, you want to review a code. We want to make this normal for us so that staff won't feel like we're panicking. We want to be proactive. We don't want to be reactive. So we want this to become the culture and the norm for our agency. So we have a partnership with Grand Prairie Police Department for threat assessment and emergency response. Local emergency services for coordinated evacuation and safety support. These partnerships ensure that we get a rapid response. Here in Grand Prairie, typically when we call the police, even when we're having like a code green, which is a mental health crisis, they come rather quickly. So in the event that we have this code brown, we're hoping that the same thing will happen, that once someone in the building can safely maybe call 911, whisper, let them know what's going on, they can get here and they can take charge and they can kind of step in from there to ensure the safety of everyone, okay? And so preparedness, we want to focus on training and practice. So we want to do frequent drills with staff and clients, staff training on identifying suspicious behavior. That would be key into keeping everyone safe. What do we even look for? What is considered suspicious? We all have our own thoughts and ideas about what suspicious behavior looks like. But when it comes to a bomb threat, we want to let staff know what they need to look for. Reinforcement of calm, clear communication during crises. We want everyone to stay as calm as possible in a crisis situation because staying calm could keep everyone safe. And so when we talk about a bomb threat, these are just some of the rules. Do not touch suspicious items. If a client comes in or a staff member comes in and leaves a bag there, you don't want to touch it if you're concerned that it may be suspicious. Don't use radios or cell phones nearby. You don't want to call. You don't want to draw attention. You don't want to make a scene. You don't want to do those things. Don't pull the fire alarm. We want to call this call and do what we need to do as quiet and calmly as possible. And you want to evacuate calmly, want to call authorities. We want to keep a good distance away from the suspicious item. You don't want to kind of just gather around it and all the staff are trying to figure out what it is. We don't want to do that. And you want to follow the police instructions when they get there. So sometimes bomb threats can come by phone. Someone can call one of the clinics and say, hey, I'm coming up there with a bomb or whatever. But you want to keep your calm. You want to try to keep this person on the phone. You want to discreetly alert the staff and HSA. So you want to use our team groups and send a message. Hey, someone called in, they're threatening the bomb. This is what the person said. We want to alert our security in the building, calm, cool, and collected. We want to alert the staff, and we want to do this in a very timely fashion in order to move everyone to safety. You want to document details about the caller's voice. What does this person sound like? Does it sound like a man? Does it sound like a woman? Is their voice deep? Do they sound high pitched? Any things or any clues that may be able to help. Is this client's phone number in our database? Are we able to look up and see who this client is? Is there a name on the caller ID? Does it say Brittany Sears? You want to identify things like that. You want to listen for background noises. You want to kind of know if the person may be driving in a car, maybe they're outside, maybe it's very calm, so they may be at home and not technically on the way there, but you just want to kind of get that information, okay? And if a bomb threat is made in person, we want to kind of do the same thing. We want to get in our team chats. We want to send the message very calm, cool, and collectively. We want to alert our security. We want to alert our staff and our management. And so that way we can call the code brown, cool, calm, and collectively. Let everyone know, walk around the building as a manager, go into the different offices, letting your staff know, and even if they're with a client, let them know, hey, we have a code brown. I need to move you all to safety. We need you to calmly follow me and go into our safety places. So we have 2 shelter-in-place places. That's in bullpen A, and we also have a shelter in place in the hallway where there are no windows. We don't want to be by windows. What if they're standing outside? We don't want them to be able to see where we are in the building and things like that, just for safety purposes. And so you want to also send a message if you think that someone left something there, like if there's a suspicious backpack or there's a suspicious bag or there's a suspicious item that you don't even know what it is. You want to alert, you want to say something. If you see something, say something. You want to say something so that way we can get the proper help. So for client safety is the top priority during a crisis. We want to try to keep everyone safe, okay? And so doing this, we want to move clients to the secure locations. So that's our shelter-in-place areas. We want to evacuate calmly and when instructed. And we want to avoid using our walkie-talkies. We want to avoid others being on the cell phones. We don't want anybody to be going live. Anything that could bring attention to where we're going to be in the building. We do not want to do that. That is a big no. And so our mitigation process to reduce this risk during the incident is maintain secure shelter-in-place locations. We have to make sure that there's not any holes in the wall and things like that, that we're in a secure location that we can stay until the police gets there and can move us all out safely, okay? We want to make sure that we keep all our evacuation routes in the hallway. Staff need to know where the shelter-in-place locations are. And also, we need to just keep that current in your meetings. You want to talk to your staff. Where do you go if we have a potential bomb threat? Where do you go if we have a fire drill? Which exits do you take? How do you get there? Things like that. You want to keep that stuff current. So again, I cannot stress it enough. Please have these conversations during your staff meetings with your staff. And then after we deal with this, we get to our secure location. Someone is able to safely call authorities, call Grand Prairie Police. They come out and we follow the instructions from them. So after the crisis, we want to do a really good job of recovery, okay? Having a crisis situation can be very traumatic, not only for the staff, for the clients, for anyone. And so we want to offer EAP counseling services for our staff. It's already included in our benefits package, but we can call as the management, as the CEO, please let me know. We can call and get EAP to come show up there at your clinic and offer on-the-spot counseling services like same day, next day, whatever we can do as soon as possible for your staff and for yourself, because you're responding to this and you're going to be the leader of ensuring everyone's safety. So they can weigh a lot. And we also want to provide counseling services to the staff, to the clients that are there in the building. These clients, we want to make sure that they're okay. We want to make sure that if they've developed symptoms of PTSD like flashbacks and things like that, that we offer them support and that they can get that support free of charge. You don't want to charge someone for having a traumatic event. And so on the business, we just want to make sure that we show our clients that we care and we offer that service to them. And then let's provide some resources. If these clients need any more resources, we have partnerships with the Family Place for our families. We have partnerships with the Salvation Army. We can contact the American Red Cross. We really, really want to make sure that our clients have everything that they may be needing after experiencing a cold brown. And so our response, we want it to be immediate. Staff debrief afterwards. We want to get all the staffs together and we want to have a meeting. Hey, what are some things that work well during this cold brown? What are some things that we could have done better? How can we better communicate to each other to ensure that everyone can move quickly? And that would be the point of having the drills. When you're having those drills, you want to do it like it's the real thing so you can see how your staff will respond. We don't want to practice the cold brown and everybody's walking all around all slow. Everybody's grabbing their waters and their bags and all of that. Let's treat this like the real thing. When you practice the drills, you want us to know that if this really actually happens, what would you do? How fast could we do this? How fast could we clear the lobby and get all the clients in a sheltered place? How can we do this effectively? And so overall, Shift Counseling Services is committed to maintaining a safe environment for our clients, for our staff, for our partners, for anyone who enters and exits out of our buildings. We want to ensure their safety while they're there. And we want to make sure that we are doing really good with training our staff, that we're doing good customer service with our partners, and they want to keep partnering with us because there might become a time that we actually need them. And so I just want to encourage you to take this document back, review it with your staff regularly, and ensure that you turn in on the back page. There's a monthly drill sheet. Every month, I would like for you all to start to practice drills. So today we're talking about the cold brown, the terrorist attack, the bomb threat, and then when we meet again next week, we'll talk about a different code. But I want to encourage you all to start having these conversations with your staff. Thank you.